let's talk about the basic of drawing. You can use English. For example, oh, what a beautiful apple. Oh, what a beautiful baby. What a beautiful, was so cute, that little cat. What about if you put it on the paper? The different vocabulary in the art that is called visual elements. So let's talk about that really briefly, and we're going to talk about that every class. First is visual elements. This most the basic one is line. Oh, look at that apple, it's so rounded. That's how you say it with the English. But how you're going to express it, you need to use the line to show it. Oh, look at his face, it's rounded. Oh, look at his face, it's square. Oh, look at his face, it is so kind. Now you're going to use the visual element to express it, right? So now say first element is line. Different line. And this line a little bit softer, a little bit tender, that carry the feeling. This line a little bit more stiff and showing that person actually is just not really that flexible. That is connect with the feeling, right? The line, the thicker line, thinner line, and the second visual elements that is shapes. What shape? And basically, you make an area is shape. Shape has lighter shape, has darker shape, has their different shape connect together. Those are shape. And some of the shapes you can use are the blender. Shape has smoother texture, has a little bit rough texture. Those carry on the emotional statement. And between one shape to the other shape, it has contrast. And the shape has different darkness. It's called value. The darkness and lightness of a shape. That is the shape. And between this shape and the next shape, for example, this shape and the next shape, say white. You see between that shape and that shape, it has a big jump. That's called edges over here. So we're going to learn all those skill and technique to express your statement with the visual elements. Like say over here, it has really sharp, but I don't want the people looking at this because right now, the first thing the people look at here. Is that true? When you look at my paper, you look at that because it has the biggest contrast. Where we have the biggest contrast, just almost like I use the sound. If you use the sound, like say, okay, get attention. If you say it like, I'm going to have lunch, never get that much attention. But actually the same from the beginning to the end, but however, there are steps in between. So the same thing, when you're doing the drawing, the same thing. Like I say, this is dark, but I want to have some steps in between. Still, the dark color is still the same dark, and the light color over here at the end is a little bit same. But now I ease this up with different steps. So I don't have to jump from the second story to the ground. Now you have steps and going down and feeling much easier. So those are the edges that we will learn. So in the shapes, we have texture, have value, have contrast, and those are combined together and create our picture. Right? It's that simple, right? That's very simple. So the next thing I want to show you what you are going to draw this week is a simple observation. And let's say right now I have a cup right over here. So I'm going to put the cup over here. At home, I expect you to draw a fruit. Okay. If you want, I don't have an apple. You can draw a banana. The same process. What I want to show you is observation using lines. Like I having that in front of me. And maybe something a little bit more organic if you want. But how to draw the cup. The first thing you want to consider, this is the paper, right? The first thing you want to think about, where you're going to put that object. Just draw something rough, like that. So this process, it helps you to make up your mind where you're going to put that object on the paper. Or if you say, I'm going to plan on to draw 2 apples here, or 2 bananas here, you can divide the paper and then put the rough shape over there. So this is the first step, is see where you're going to put, how big you're going to put, how much is away from the edges of the paper, right? So this is the first step. Second step, are you going to see, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. I want it to be staying here. And it looks like this should be a little bit narrower. We're going to look into how to do the measurement, how to find the proportion later on. But for now, it just use the intuitive feeling in saying, oh, it should be a little bit wider, or should be a little bit narrower. Compared to if this side, this is the height, how much should be the width? And if you do that, and now I want to see, oh, how big is the oval on the top? So I want you to do a little sketches. Or if you're like, oh no, it's not that big. It's closer, a little bit like that. And something like this. And about the cup over here, about that, roughly. So this is a very rough stage. Just set the rough ideas, basically oriented ideas. Now the next step is we really want to focus on when you draw every single thing. So first do the rough. What's the next thing for the observation? We're going to focus on one little bit in the observations. Make the observation divided into like 40 small pieces. Like say if I ask you to draw the cup, you won't be able to remember the whole cup how to draw. Well, this is what the problem. Most of the people, they're looking at, oh, how are you going to draw that apple? Okay, they look at the apple. Oh no, yeah, I know, it's just rounded, have a little stem on the top. And then they're just going to start draw, and finish the drawing. And they look at the apple again. It doesn't look like the apple. And then what's the next conclusion you're going to come to? You say, I'm not that talented. That's wrong. It's just, you just did not follow the process. If you follow the process, it would guarantee you're going to show yourself you are talented. It's just the process. Okay, I'm going to start from here, this corner, and I'm going to do like look at 1 inch at a time. Can you remember 1 inch? Everyone can, right? Okay, we're going to see that. We're going to start over here. I'm looking for how is the curve about here. I'm going to see that. Look at that. Only look at that small portion, okay? Not more than that. Look, stop. Don't lift your pencil. And continue looking at the next portion. Oh, that's good. Now stop and look at the next portion. And then I have to change my hand. Okay, now looking at it. The next portion. Yeah, look again. If you're not sure, look again before you draw, okay? Don't force yourself when you're not ready. Okay, right here. That's good. I'm going to keep looking. It looks like actually this should go out a little more because we're going to meet this corner. And let's see. Continue. That's good. Almost like a ½ inch at a time. Now I'm going to come over here. Now this is good. I'm going to come back over here and look at there's another portion. A little bit at a time. Look again. Sometimes you look at like a little bit more professional artists, you say, but they follow the same step. And they were just looking at, okay, I'm going to show you, see. They look at, and you think, oh my God, he never stopped, never looked. Actually, just see how fast I look. I just look faster and make my decision faster, and then I put it up. Actually, this is what I look. Really fast. And the same thing, like you see a portrait artist on the street, you see how slow they look. But they know what they're looking for. It's very important. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna look that, and look that, look that. Okay, finish the top. It's almost half of the drawing, already finished, right? Now, okay, I'm gonna start over here coming down, and look at the angle. Just that much. Look at where the line going, where the angle is. And if this is wrong, you can always come back to correct it. I think it's going in a little bit too much. Keep comparing what you see with the drawing you put down. And then we'll come back over here and come in a little bit. And look again. If you make a mistake, admit it and change it. Keep looking. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to start over here. Actually, it's about this long. Now I'm going to take a look. And most people make the mistake by ignoring the bottom circle. And almost like if you see someone make the bottom flat, that usually because he never come to this class. Okay, actually, the bottom circle more rounded than the top circle. We're going to talk about when we get into the perspective. So it's actually a little bit more round. You want to focus on how round is that is. Okay, is that? Keep looking and coming like this. And then, they actually have a little depth. You see how wide is it? So not just copy the top one, because it may change too, and maybe get a little bit wider and wider and get to the front. Look again, look again, look again, look again, look again. So basically, you finish the drawing. If we're going to set the lighting, how we're going to make this look three-dimensional, and we're going to learn that probably next week. So this is all you are going to practice for this week by using something a little bit less geometric shape, like apple, a pear, a banana. You can do that with graphite, a charcoal pencil, but I would not suggest that you use vine charcoal, or use the technical pencil if you want, or ballpoint pens. If you can master this process, become your second nature in 1 week. That's all I'm hoping for.